Watch by Lucille Fletcher is, it was written in 1972, but it really has a much older feeling than that. Lucille Fletcher was known mostly as a radio script writer. She wrote some of the great mysteries in the golden age of radio, including her biggest hit was Sorry, Wrong Number. She was not particularly known as a playwright, and this play has a lot of the same elements that you find in a radio play. Sound is very important to it. Much of the action of the play takes place off stage, and so you've got characters describing what they're seeing. It's important on this play to really listen and pay attention to what's being said. And of course, because it's a good suspense play, there are red herrings that you need to hear so that you can get off on the wrong track whenever possible. As a suspense play, I found directing it, and this is the first suspense I've directed, very much like directing comedy. Surprisingly enough, you'd think two genres wouldn't have much in common, but it's still very, very dependent on what the audience hears. It's a very, like I was saying, very auditory play, and in comedy, the audience needs to pay very close attention to what's going on because they don't want to miss a laugh. And in a suspense play, they need to pay attention to what's going on so they don't miss a clue. So it's very important for the audience to keep up what's going on, and so we needed to direct it with an eye toward what the audience was experiencing. More so than a normal drama, which is so much self-contained. You do a long day's journey into night, you really are not cognizant about the audience. You're presenting the realistic drama, and the audience sort of sits on the other side of the bubble watching it. The rhythm of a suspense isn't rhythmic like comedy is, except in this particular instance, because this was written and sounds like a radio drama. The basis of a suspense drama, and the scariest thing I think that people find, is when they have things happening to them that they have no control over, that somebody else is the puppet master pulling all the strings, and these things are happening, and they can't do anything about it. And you see this in all the really good suspense dramas, most of which are movies. Gaslight, and this show is very similar to Gaslight in its style and its feel. Like I say, it takes place in 1972, but it feels like it takes place in the 1930s. These are out of place, out of time characters. They're that upper class, East Side, New York, very wealthy, what I call cigarette, tuxedo, and martini people. The cast is terrific. It's a good mix of new faces and old. I think the audience will enjoy seeing some of these new people. Well, most suspense builds up to one big revelation, and that's what we have in this one. And I think it's going to take the audience on a very interesting ride, because I think there's 2 or 3 times the audience is going to figure out that they know exactly what's going on. They have figured it all out. They know who did what to whom and why. And I don't think they're going to figure this one out. I saw a production a few weeks ago down in Cincinnati, and when the reveal came, I heard people in the audience actually gasping and going, "Oh." So that's what I'm hoping we will get.